Hello guys, good morning everybody. Introduce, my name is Talia Tia Ivanka Siombing. My name 18 for 14 73 11. Okay guys, this is this is a book about Toefl test strategies with practice test and audio CD. Here, I will read chapter 3, which is strategies for listening comprehension. About the listening comprehension section of the test. The listening comprehension section of the test consists of 3 parts with a total of 50 questions, 30 in part A, between 7 and 9 in part B, and between 11 and 13 part C. The time is controlled by the tape and you have between 45 and 47 minutes to complete the entire section, approximately 12 until 15 seconds to answer each question. Handphones are not provided for test text. Instead, the listening selection are channel through speaker, and the quality of the sound may vary. It is important to note that no prior knowledge of the topics covered in any part of the Toefl test is necessary for a successful the test score. The speaker on the tape use American English with American pronunciation. They frequently use common American expression. In all 3 parts of the listening comprehension section, the speaker talk at a speed that the designer of the test consider usual in American English. However, test taker whose listening comprehension skills are not very good might think that the rate of speech on the tape is a little too fast for comfort. There are 3 parts in the listening comprehension section of the test, and you are faced with 3 different listening tasks. 1. Responding to one question that follow a short exchange between 2 speakers. Part A. 2. Answering several questions about a longer conversation between two speakers. Part B. 3. Answering specific questions about information contained in a short lecture, which is similar to the task you have to perform when listening to a professor in lecture class. Part C. When working with the listening comprehension text on the paper-based Toefl, you should try to figure out what the next listening selection will be about. To do this, you need to look at the multiple choice response to the next question in your test booklet for before the speaker began the selection. Example of a short dialogue in Part A. In Part A, you will hear 30 short dialogue between two speakers. The purpose in Part A is to test your ability to understand conversation of common everyday topic academy. Topics seldom appear in this part of the Toefl because exchange between the two speakers are very informal and social. In Part A, you will hear many contractions and idioms. First example of a dialogue in Part A. Man, I think we know how to get to the bus terminal. Woman, I've been trying to get hold of her for half an hour. In the test, this dialogue will be followed by a question. Question: what does the woman mean? The second sentence in the dialogue contains a contraction of an idiom. To get hold of someone. The contraction indicates the conversational style of this statement. The idiom can mean to talk to someone, to reach someone, to get in touch with someone, or to contact someone. Therefore, the statement means I have been trying to contact Sue for ball and ball. The meaning of the verb try implies that the speaker has not been successful. The multiple cause selection for this statement may be A. She's been holding it for half an hour. B. She's been here for 30 minutes. C. I've been talking to she for half an hour. D. I have been able to contact straight. Okay. What the listening comprehension section is designed to test. The topic in the listening comprehension section do not require special knowledge of any specific subject. They are based on daily activities that can occur in most public places, such as libraries, schools, colleges, universities, banks, office, shops, and parks. Some statement or portion of conversation might be made over the telephone. Many of them refer to basic cultural aspects of life in the United States. The main purpose of the listening comprehension section of the Toefl is to measure how well you can function in the daily life and activities in the country. The listening comprehension section tests a wide variety of grammatical structure, including affirmative and negative sentence, questions, and commands. Almost all verb tenses, active and passive voice, two-word verb, preposition, word with several meaning, personal names, nicknames, family names, form of address, compression, numeral, and simple computation can appear in conversation and lecture in the section. Since most topics in this section are not academic, the vocabulary tested in section one is seldom very complex. However, because idioms are frequently used in American conversational speak, you will find many idioms in the listening comprehension section. Okay, guys. Strategies for guessing the answer. The skill and strategies that you need when working with the listening comprehension section of the Toefl are different from those necessary for obtaining a good score in the other section. In the paper version of the Toefl test, on the structure and written expression and the reading comprehension section, you can first answer the question that are easy for you and the return to those that you were not sure about. However, you can use strategy with the listening task. If you have time, when taking the paper version of the test, click look over the answer for a selection before it begins. When listening to a selection, concentrate on its make your best choice from the ones given, and then focus fully on the next selection. Another faulty strategy is trying to read the possible answer while listening to a selection. This approach will always divide your attention and distract you for listening to the speaker. In actually, the listening comprehension section is a marks a test of contraction as it is of comprehension. For this reason, you should not allow yourself to be distracted by other students talking the task or by noise in the testing room. You need context on each question to base your ability. Part A. Short dialogues. Part A includes 30 very short dialogues between two speakers. In most of these exchanges, each speaker speaks one time. On very rare occasion, you will hear 3 turns, 2 for the first speaker and 1 for the second. In conversation between two speakers is the most important information is usually stated by the second speaker. For this reason, you should pay more attention to the second speaker than to the first. Part B. Long dialogues. Part B consists of 2 types of listening selection: long dialogues between two speakers and short lecture. Usually on the Toefl, you will hear 2 dialogues with 3-4 question each. On rare occasion, you will hear only one listening selection with 7 or 8 questions. Each listening selection usually consists of word and less about second. The topics are somewhat more academic than in part A, and can include story, second, or university organization. Numerical information is frequently contained in the passage. Now, chronology of the subject matter is required to understand the material in the dialogue. Part C. Short lecture. In Part C, you will hear short lectures that are usually called talks. Many of the talks often concern information present in university orientation section for new students. Description of source and attendance policy or academic lecture. Talks are most never longer than 2 minutes. Vocabulary is more spellish and therefore might be difficult to understand. The emphasis of the talks is to test oral comprehension of academic presentation. After extal, questions follow that frequently require you to enter information not directly explicitly stated. In many cases, the first question that follow the listening selection is, what is the main idea of this talk? Because the topic of a dialogue or lecture is rarely stated directly. You need to rely on the information present to determine the main idea. Oke guys, terima kasih. Happy watching. Bye.